Ladies and gentlemen, it is my utmost pleasure to be here, and once again I want to thank you all for being here such late in the afternoon. I have not only enjoyed this conference and have benefited from the high level of talks, discussions, questions, and have learned a lot. When I left India a few years ago, between then and now, I'm really delighted and pleased and surprised to see such a huge change in the care of older people, the awareness that has been generated over the last many years, and I can honestly say that I'm really proud and I feel great that this all is happening in my India. So there we are. Over the last 2 days, we heard from a lot of speakers, and I was quite honestly struck by the enthusiasm, the dedication, the knowledge, the up-to-dateness, and the willingness to serve the older people in this country. It was very heartening to also know that the government has recognized the need for change. I heard from Dr. Katoch of the ICMR this morning that the ministers and the bureaucrats and the diplomats can make the law. They can provide the facilities, they can facilitate a change, but the honest truth is that they are not going to do it for us. It's us who have to do it. The leadership, the medical initiative has to be done locally by doctors, by nursing leaders, by voluntary organizations, and I saw a lot of this happening here. I was honestly quite impressed by a lot of speakers who talked about issues related to older people, issues that affect their day-to-day lives. Dr. Mala Shankardas, who has been working tirelessly over the last few years on issues related to elder abuse, I was quite impressed by the work that she's done. Similarly, we heard from Dr. Radha, who has been leading the changes in the community care here around Bangalore for the last 17 years, and her achievement is remarkable, and she's such a phenomenon. I actually heard from a lot of doctors from locally here, from outside Bangalore, and some from abroad. And I was struck by their enthusiasm as to how much good work and goodwill they have invested in this profession. And I have also spoken with a lot of doctors who are working here locally, both in private and on the dais here, and I was very impressed and felt very comfortable with the knowledge that they had, and I thought they were really up to date and were one of the best across the world. So people who are not doctors here and people who are doctors here are both very lucky to have them around. I felt privileged to hear from dignitaries like Professor Subbarao, Mr. Venkat Chalaya, and Professor Vinod Kumar, who shared their pearls of wisdom, and hope we all benefited from it. We heard in the conference from various speakers about pathophysiology of old age, how it develops, what can be done about it, how to achieve healthy aging, and the very more complex issues, rather neglected issues at times related to poor nutrition, bed sores, osteoporosis, weak bones, but even more important than that, the non-medical, the softer issues of, say, elder abuse or neglect or lack of care provision, and financial issues. The problems of older people in England and in India are quite similar. They just happen in a different way. but those things are actually changing. And I feel that the problems that England faces today, India will be facing them very shortly. The good thing is that there is a huge amount of awareness generation. There is a lot of work ongoing. The government has prioritized it to some extent, but not fully yet. The allocation of the 150 crores in the 11th five-year plan and the further allocation, as we heard from Minister Shukla yesterday, will give a opportunity for further growth in this area. But I think this is just the beginning. And conferences like this are a huge benefit, and they just raise a lot of awareness. And once the awareness is generated, people like us, you, others start to work on it and things develop. So like the beginnings, or like every big thing, the beginnings are generally very small. This conference will play a very key part in that development. I would say to cover such a comprehensive list of topics in a 2-day period is not a small task, and the organizers have done an excellent job in organizing all these speakers of national expertise, bringing them all together here and talking about it in a comprehensive way. The conference was attended by over 700 delegates, which is again such a big achievement. I think more importantly, the drive of setting up a joint program between India and England in terms of education and training will be a very key step forward. England has had a tradition of geriatric medicine for over 100 years now. There is a lot of development work happening there. The research is there, and they have got well-developed programs, very well-trained geriatricians, and many of them are actually working in Bangalore at the moment, and many of them spread around India as well. So there will be a huge opportunity to further that education and training agenda. And I think both personally, me as well as the society, the British Geriatric Society, of which I am the chair of, will be very, very pleased to be a part of this initiative. And the Indo-British Geriatrics Council will also play a key role in this. I cannot stop without talking about Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao is one of the most humble people I've ever met. His efforts are just remarkable. To arrange such a huge conference, Dr. Rao, is no small task, and you've done it away from your home, and I congratulate you for that. I also thank you for inviting me here and to make me part of the proceedings. Dr. Amarnath, his enthusiasm and his smile is just infectious. I'm really impressed by your dedication. Thank you. There are two other people who I actually want to name. These are Anuji and Radhika ji, who have made everything possible to make this conference a huge success. I don't think we would have done it so smoothly and so efficiently without their effort. I'm sure there are many other people who have done a lot of groundwork behind the curtains, and thank you to all of them, as well as all the sponsors there. I think on behalf of the British Geriatric Society, I really want to congratulate the organizers and you all to make this, who have made this conference such a huge success, and thank you very much.